Hello and welcome. Now this video is going to show you how to put a co-pilot in the seat next to you when you're in the cockpit. Now we're going to use the Grand Caravan 208 for this and just the stock aircraft. There's a reason for that which I'll explain later, and we're going to show you two ways of doing it. The first, very simple. The second, just as simple. So let's get on with creating that co-pilot. So the first thing we want to do is go and find the file that we're going to alter, and that is in the official folder. So I'm going to go to File Explorer. Let's go Official into that folder and find the Grand Caravan. There it is. So we open that up and let's drill down to the folder we want. And this is it, the one marked model. So let's open that up. Now you'll notice that with a lot of these files, it's got LOD 000102 up to 06. Now what LOD stands for is level of detail, and it's usual practice in a 3D game that the models you produce for it have different levels of detail. So when you create the model or asset, you create the highest level of detail, and that is classed as LOD 0. Now if you run everything at LOD 0 with the highest level of detail, the lower end machines and mid-range machines would find it a struggle to get the frame rates required to not make it jerky when you're moving around the 3D world, because it takes a huge amount of graphic processing power to draw things at the highest level of detail. So how it works is that each asset or model has a number of different versions of different levels of detail, and within the game it switches according to distance. So the further away, the less detailed model is switched in. And so that's why we have those levels, usually from 1 to 6. And at 6, it's often just a little cube, which is represented by a couple of pixels that represent the aircraft at a few miles. You know, it may flash at that distance. But that's how it works with those different LODs. Now, what we're doing when we're looking at the animated pilot and co-pilot from the outside, we're in a different LOD level than when we're in the cockpit. So what we want to do is tell the game to actually recreate the co-pilot in LOD 0 and not just in LOD 1 to 6. So we're going to copy a bit of text from one of the LODs that represent you know, outside the aircraft when you look in and see the models, and we're going to copy that to LOD 0. Now you'd be excused if you think, well, we want to perhaps look at this one that says interior, because that's where the cockpit is. But if you do that, you'd get a strange result, and I'll show you what that result looks like now. Okay, so you're looking from within the model of the pilot. That's what happens if you create this in the wrong file. So it's not the interior one you want, it's this one down here, which is just x hyphen or underscore LOD 0. Okay, now you've got two LOD 0s. You've got BIN, which is binary, and the GLTF. It's the GLTF that we alter. Now to find the text that we need to create the co-pilot, we do have to go to the one marked interior, because it's not in this one marked just XE, not XE, just X. Anyway, so let's go to level 1, which we're saying is where it is. So I'm going to open up this level 1 interior. So edit with Notepad++, and there it is. Now it looks complicated because it's all in one long line. It's not wrapped as it should be. Now you can look at it unwrapped, but it's in one of these plugins, JS Tool. There you can look at it in JS format, but we can't save it out in that format, so it's best to leave it, because all we're looking for is the line to show the Copilot. So I'll just do a search, and we go find. There we go, and I've already typed it in before, and we're looking at pilot_1. That's the Copilot's title. So if we search for that, go find next, and let's see if it's found it. I don't know if I pressed it. I'll press it again. Find next. There we go. It's found it. It's down here. So there it is, and it's this line here. It's from the sort of just before translation to just by this curly bracket. So I'm going to select that line, so it's the curly bracket, and then it goes up to the comma there. Okay, so I'll just go copy, and now what I want to look for here is this LOD 0. This is where we're going to put it, and so I edit that and do the same thing. I'm going to find, but this time I'm looking for something called scene, because I'm going to put that line just before the setting for the scene. So let's go scene and search for that. There we go, and it's down here. So what I do, I put it between the curly bracket and the square bracket just before the scene here. So I click in there, and let's just paste it in there. Okay, so now I've put that in as another almost command there, and it goes up till then, and then we've got the square bracket, and then we go into the scene. Okay, so that's one part of it, very simple. The next thing is we have to tell it that we've added another model in there, or another node to the cockpit. So what we look at is after the one that says scene, we've got scenes, and then we go into this one called nodes. And what we need to do is add another node. So we follow the number in here, and there it ends at 104. Now what we'll do is we will add the next number up. Now you have to look, because sometimes behind this, where this numbering ends, there's references to other nodes that could go up. So you want the highest node as to whether it's in this group of numbers or a group of numbers that might follow. It only goes for a couple of lines afterwards, sometimes adding node numbers. But this is that's where it ends at 104. There's no higher number behind it. So if we make it 105, the next number in the sequence, 105, okay, that's our node. So those two lines are all we need to show the Copilot. So it's that one where we copy and paste, or you can write it down if you want, or copy it and paste from a LOD 1. It doesn't always go the way the Grand Caravan goes. Sometimes it is in the interior file, and it's just the one file, but with the Grand Caravan, like I showed you, if you do it in the interior file, if you add it into LOD 0 of the interior files, you'll get that strange look. So if you put it in the other set of files, then you will get the proper look, and we'll see that in a minute. But let me just explain. I'll go back to our if I can find it, I've got to find it now within this lot. Let me find the scene again. There we go. If you look where it says translation, that actually is the XYZ value of where the model is. Okay, so if you find the model's too far one way or another, you can move it by altering those numbers. X obviously is not obviously, but X is the point from the center line going sort of left to right as you're sitting in the cockpit, and then you've got Y and Z. Y is up and down, and Z is back and forward. So you can position it. They don't need much adjustment usually, so be careful. And what I would do if you are having to adjust the position is to round off these numbers to something like 2 decimal points. That would represent a centimetre or so. I think it may be less, but you round it off, and it'll be easier to work out where it's actually sitting. So I'm going to say OK to that. Get rid of that, and I'm going to save that. Now I'm saving the file in the official folder. So this is the one that is there at the start of things. So I've altered the actual file now, not for good, but it is the file that comes with the base aircraft. So there's another way of doing it, which I'll show you. But now let's have a look. I'll load up Flight Sim, and we'll just check now if we've got a co-pilot sitting next to us. So here we are at Manchester Airport on the tarmac. We can see there's a co-pilot in there. Let's go to an interior view and see if she's still there. Yeah, there she is. She's in our cockpit, sitting next to us, and all's well. Very simple mod to do. And if you follow that routine there of just adding that co-pilot, that line of text where you see just before the scene part of that file, and then you add another node to the highest number that's there, and that's it. So even when it's updated, you can do that mod with the new updated version of the aircraft. Now there's times when you may not, especially in light aircraft or lighter aircraft, where you don't want a co-pilot. You know it's superfluous. So what we're going to do is look at it, doing it a different way, such that we may be able to switch her in and out depending on whether we want a co-pilot with us or not. So that'll be in the next section.